If you're about to retire and you're thinking, I've earned that brand new truck, hold that thought. Because one of the trucks on this list can save you tens of thousands of dollars, while another could quietly drain your retirement faster than your grandkids can empty your fridge on Thanksgiving. And trust me, the last truck isn't just reliable, it practically refuses to lose value, which is probably more than we can say about your cousin's cryptocurrency portfolio. Today, here on the Car Geek, we're counting down 5 used trucks under $11,000 that make way more sense than signing up for a shiny monthly payment. Let's get into it. Number 5. Chevrolet Silverado. 1,999 to 2006. 5.3-liter Vortec 5.8. If there's one truck that's basically the automotive version of blue jeans and black coffee, it's the GMT 800 Chevrolet Silverado. It isn't flashy. It doesn't care about impressing the neighbors, and it definitely won't ask you to subscribe to 3 software updates before starting the engine. It just shows up, gets the job done, and asks for another oil change every once in a while. The sweet spot is the model years from 1999 through 2006, with the naturally aspirated 5.3-liter Vortec 5.8, making around 295 horsepower. This engine has built a reputation for lasting well beyond 250,000 miles when owners keep up with basic maintenance. Fuel economy sits around 15 to 19 miles per gallon, which isn't amazing, but neither is paying $700 every month for a truck that mostly hauls air. The biggest reason to target these years is what they don't have. Starting a few years later, General Motors introduced active fuel management on many 5.3 engines. It sounded like a smart fuel-saving idea, but worn lifters and camshaft failures have emptied plenty of wallets over the years. That's why these earlier trucks remain the safer bet, if reliability is your priority. Before buying one, spend 5 minutes underneath the truck. Rust is far more dangerous than high mileage on these Silverados. A clean frame is worth far more than shiny paint. Also, listen for an exhaust tick during a cold start. Broken exhaust manifold bolts are common and usually make for a great negotiating tool instead of a reason to walk away. Expect to pay somewhere between $6,000 and $10,000 for a clean example with service records. Parts are inexpensive. Every mechanic in America knows these trucks, and repairs are usually straightforward. Sometimes boring really is beautiful, especially when your truck starts every morning while your neighbor's luxury pickup is busy introducing itself to the tow truck driver. And if you think this one is a bargain, wait until you see the next truck. It's the one that made a lot of traditional truck fans laugh, right up until they realized they should have bought one themselves. Number 4. Honda Ridgeline, 2009 to 2014, 3.5-liter 5.6. Now here's the truck that usually makes the die-hard pickup crowd roll their eyes until they actually spend a week driving one. The first-generation Honda Ridgeline isn't built like a traditional body-on-frame truck, and that's exactly why so many retirees end up loving it. Instead of bouncing over every pothole like you're riding a mechanical bull at a Texas bar, the Ridgeline drives more like an SUV. If your back makes more noises than the truck does every morning, you'll appreciate that pretty quickly. And let's be honest, most retired owners aren't towing bulldozers. They're hauling gardening supplies, fishing gear, or making the occasional Home Depot run that somehow turns into $300. Under the hood sits Honda's naturally aspirated 3.5-liter J35 V6, producing roughly 250 horsepower. This engine has earned an excellent reputation for reliability, regularly crossing 200,000 miles with proper maintenance. Fuel economy averages around 15 to 20 miles per gallon, depending on how heavy your right foot is after leaving every traffic light. Honda also gave the Ridgeline 2 features that still feel clever today. First, there's the lockable trunk hidden beneath the bed floor, perfect for tools, groceries, or anything you don't want sliding around in the bed. Then there's the dual-action tailgate that both drops down and swings open sideways. It sounds like a gimmick until you use it once. Then every other truck suddenly feels like it skipped leg day. Now for the important part. Skip the 2006 model year. The later trucks from 2009 through 2014 are far more refined and had most of the early issues sorted out. The biggest thing you need to verify is the timing belt service. The J35 uses a timing belt, not a timing chain. And Honda recommends replacing the belt and water pump around 100,000 miles or roughly every 7 years. Ask for documentation. If the seller starts saying things like, "I'm pretty sure it was done," that's seller language for, I honestly have no idea. Also, inspect the rear frame carefully if the truck spent its life in states that use road salt. Honda issued corrosion recalls on some first-generation Ridgelines, so checking the VIN and looking underneath is well worth the effort. A clean Ridgeline usually sells for around $8,000 to $10,000, and for buyers who value comfort over bragging rights, it's one of the smartest trucks on today's list. Besides, the only people making fun of a Ridgeline are usually the same ones making $500 truck payments every month. But don't get too comfortable yet, because the next truck proves that sometimes the most overlooked pickup on the market is actually one of the toughest. Number 3. Nissan Frontier 2011 to 2021 4.0-liter Fast 6. If you've ever ignored a Nissan Frontier because it wasn't parked next to a truck with 20-inch wheels and 15 LED light bars, congratulations, you've probably walked right past one of the best bargains in the used truck market. The Frontier is one of those pickups that quietly keeps working while everyone else is arguing online about which truck is real. Meanwhile, the Frontier owner is already back home, with the boat parked, the lawn mowed, and enough money left over for barbecue. Power comes from Nissan's naturally aspirated 4.0-liter VQ40 DEV6, making around 261 horsepower. It's an old-school engine in the best possible way, simple, proven, and famous for running well beyond 200,000 miles with routine maintenance. Fuel economy lands around 15 to 20 miles per gallon, which is perfectly acceptable for a mid-sized truck that's built to work instead of impress. Another huge advantage is the timing chain. Unlike engines that require expensive timing belt replacements, the Frontier's chain is designed to last the life of the engine with proper maintenance. That's one less major service bill waiting around the corner. Now let's talk about the famous problem every Frontier buyer needs to know. If you're looking at models from 2005 through 2010 with an automatic transmission, watch out for what's known as the strawberry milkshake of death. Sounds like something from a diner menu, but it's actually transmission fluid mixing with engine coolant after the factory radiator fails internally. And trust me, that's one milkshake nobody wants to order. The easiest solution? Buy a 2011 or newer model where Nissan corrected the issue. If you do choose an earlier truck, make sure the radiator has already been replaced or budget for the upgrade immediately. While you're inspecting the truck, start it completely cold and listen for timing chain noise during the first few seconds. A quiet startup is exactly what you want to hear. Clean Frontiers usually sell between $9,000 and $11,000 depending on mileage and condition. Parts are affordable, repairs are straightforward, and almost every mechanic has worked on one at some point. It's the kind of truck that doesn't care about winning beauty contests. It just keeps showing up to work like it's getting paid overtime. And if you think reliability is the whole story, wait until the next truck. It might be America's best-selling pickup, but there's one version you absolutely want, and another you should run away from faster than a cheap turbo on its second owner. Number 2, Ford F1. 2009 to 2010, 4.6-liter F8. Everybody knows the Ford F-150. It's America's best-selling truck, and if you throw a rock in a Walmart parking lot, there's about an 80% chance you'll hit one. But here's the problem. Not every F-150 is a good buy. Some are retirement heroes, others are retirement nightmares. The version you want is the 2009 to 2010 model, with the naturally aspirated 4.6-liter V8. It isn't the fastest engine Ford ever built, and it definitely won't win any drag races against your neighbor who spent way too much money modifying his truck just to get passed by a minivan. But what it does offer is reliability. Producing around 290 horsepower and averaging roughly 15 to 20 miles per gallon, the 4.6 is more than capable of towing a small camper, a fishing boat, or a utility trailer without constantly feeling like it's working overtime. And that's exactly what helps these engines last. An engine that's not pushed to its limits every day usually rewards you with a much longer life. Now here's where buying the right year becomes incredibly important. Avoid the 2004 through 2008 F-150 with the 5.4-liter 3-valve Triton V8. That engine became infamous for spark plugs breaking during removal and expensive cam phaser failures that have introduced thousands of owners to repair bills they definitely weren't planning for. Some mechanics joke that removing those spark plugs feels like defusing a bomb. You just hope nothing explodes before you're finished. Ford addressed many of those issues with the redesigned trucks beginning in 2009, making these later 4.6 models one of the safest choices in this price range. If your budget stretches a little further and you happen to find a clean 2011 or newer F-150 with the 5.0-liter Coyote V8 under $11,000, don't ignore it. Those deals exist, although they're becoming harder to find than a parking spot at Costco on a Saturday afternoon. When inspecting any F-150, look underneath for rust on the frame and suspension, check maintenance records carefully, and listen for unusual engine noises during a cold start. A truck with documented oil changes is almost always worth paying a little extra for. Expect to spend somewhere around $9,000 to $11,000 for a clean example. Considering how common these trucks are, parts are inexpensive, repairs are straightforward, and finding a mechanic who knows them is about as difficult as finding someone wearing cowboy boots at a country concert. And now we've reached the truck that changes the entire conversation. It costs a little more up front, but over the next several years, it could actually be the cheapest truck you'll ever own. Number 1. Toyota Tacoma. 2005 to 2015, 4.0-liter V6. Here it is, the truck you've probably been waiting for. And before you say, yeah, but Tacomas are too expensive, let me stop you right there. That's exactly what almost everyone says. Right before they realized the cheap truck they bought lost half its value, while the Tacoma barely noticed the market changed. The second-generation Toyota Tacoma, built from 2005 through 2015 with the naturally aspirated 4.0-liter 1 GR-FE56, isn't just reliable. It's one of the closest things the truck world has to a cheat code. With between 236 and 261 horsepower, around 17 to 21 miles per gallon, and a timing chain instead of a timing belt, this engine has become famous for reaching well over 250,000 miles with little more than routine maintenance. But reliability isn't even its biggest advantage. Depreciation is. Let's say you buy another truck for $9,000 today. 5 years later, maybe it's worth $4,000 or $5,000 if you're lucky. Buy a clean Tacoma for around $10,000 or $11,000, take care of it, and there's a good chance you'll get most of that money back when you sell it. That's why people joke that buying a Tacoma is like putting your money in a savings account that also happens to haul mulch, camping gear, and the world's most overpriced sheet of plywood from Home Depot. I've seen owners drive these trucks for years, rack up tens of thousands of miles, and still sell them for prices that make other truck owners question every financial decision they've ever made. It's honestly a little unfair. But if you're the one buying it, who are we to complain? Now, no truck is perfect. The biggest thing to inspect is the frame. While second-generation Tacomas are much better than the earlier models, rust is still the enemy. Get underneath the truck with a flashlight and inspect the frame from front to back. Surface rust is normal. Heavy scaling, soft spots, or serious corrosion are not. If the frame looks like it spent 20 winters at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, politely thank the seller and leave. You'll also hear some owners mention the famous Tacoma tick. Don't panic. A brief ticking noise during a cold start is a well-known characteristic on many of these engines and usually disappears within seconds as oil pressure builds. That's completely different from a deep knocking sound that stays around after the engine warms up. A clean Tacoma with good maintenance records usually costs between $10,000 and $11,000, sometimes a little more depending on mileage and location. Yes, you'll probably pay more than you would for some competitors. But you're also buying one of the few trucks that refuses to depreciate like a normal vehicle. It's almost like Toyota accidentally built a truck that forgot it's supposed to lose value. That's exactly why this one takes the top spot. Not because it's the biggest, not because it's the fastest, but because when you combine legendary reliability, inexpensive ownership, strong resale value, and proven durability, it's simply the smartest long-term purchase on this list. If you're retired or getting close, and you want one truck that can realistically carry you through the next decade without draining your savings, this is the one I'd park in my driveway without thinking twice. Here's the truth. Retirement changes the way you should buy vehicles. It's no longer about having the newest truck on the block. It's about keeping more of your money while still driving something you can trust every single day. Every truck on today's list can do that if you buy the right year, inspect the right things, and stay away from the known problem models. Hopefully this video saves you from making a purchase you'll regret, because trust me, truck payments get old a whole lot faster than trucks do. If you enjoyed this countdown, make sure you subscribe to the Car Geek because we cut through the marketing nonsense and help you find vehicles that actually make sense for your wallet. Drop a comment below and tell me which truck you'd buy with $11,000. And if you've owned one of these, share your experience to help someone else out. And most importantly, send this video to that friend who's about to finance a $60,000 truck just to drive to the grocery store once a week. They might not thank you today, but their bank account definitely will.